Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to highlight a major game that'll be coming out. Steam has it listed for later today. It's officially out tomorrow. The reviews are live, and they're looking pretty good, all things considered. Looks like WUCHANG Fallen Feathers isn't at the level of, like, the Lies of P's of the world, but getting pretty solid reviews, all things considered. And yeah, the game should be unlocking 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So if you want to play it tonight, if you want to play it tomorrow, up to you, but I'll give you guys the heads up on getting it a little bit cheaper. On top of that, another notable release coming out tomorrow. I'm a little bit more skeptical on this one, but we'll talk about that. And on top of that, we are coming up on the release of a bunch of big games, so I want to highlight two of those that are coming out in August, another deal at GMG, and then some good humble bundles to round out the video, but we'll talk those at the end. WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, the base game is 20% off for $39.99, while the deluxe edition is also 20% off for $48, a nice discount on top of the already pretty good $50 price point. You know, I love to see this more so in gaming. Seems like it's a pretty good time as far as game price points are concerned, as Outer Worlds 2, excuse me, I was about to say Overwatch 2. Outer Worlds 2 got the kibosh on its $80 price point. We're seeing the creation of more of these $50 games that are still, you know, seemingly relatively big budget, but they're coming out at $50. WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, the latest one of that, getting around 8 out of 10. I believe it's at like a 75 on Metacritic right now. It's an action Souls-like game. The game will be available on Xbox Game Pass as well, so if you would rather play it that way, you can play it that way, but I know a lot of you guys are all about, you know, buying your games and not subscription services, although the ownership of games in general can be a talking point we can have at a different day, at a different time. But WUCHANG Fallen Feathers, great title there for $39.99 as far as, you know, being a new release game and you're already getting it significantly discounted. You always like to see that, so definitely a title to check out there. Killing Floor 3 will be out tomorrow as well, 20% off for the base game at $31.99. The deluxe edition is $48, and then the Elite Nightfall edition is $64. All of the editions are 20% off. Pre-order any edition of Killing Floor 3 to receive the Flatliner weapon skin set, the Fear the Reaper weapon trinket, and Special Action Force player card. This game has seen some turmoil in its development, some delays and whatnot, but Killing Floor has been one of those standout PC franchises for a long time where people constantly go back to and play. Killing Floor 2, a fun co-op action FPS, so if you want to check it out, get it a little bit cheaper. It's $20.91, and the Megacorp has produced the ultimate army, an obedient horde of bioengineered monsters called Zeds. Now join the rebel group Nightfall in this co-op action horror FPS that puts you and your teammates in the battle for the future of humanity. So there you go with that. That will be 20% off for $31.99, and the various editions on sale as well. Next up, later on in August, we are going to see the release of one of the biggest games of the year in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. It will be a $70 title. There is fake early access there as well, but you can get it a little bit cheaper over at GMG. The base game is 20% off for $56, while the digital deluxe edition is 20% off for $64. The $64 edition will get you the fake early access, so take that for what you will. Pre-order bonus, you will get the white tuxedo uniform if you pre-order the game, and that is unlockable by playing the game, but you'll have an early unlock of that. Incredibly excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Remember that you can jump into this one as your first Metal Gear title. It is a prequel to Metal Gear 1, and a very, very good game. This is one of the greatest video games of all time, and I would put MGS3 in the pantheon of the greatest video games of all time, in my opinion, alongside the Red Dead 2s, the Final Fantasy 7s, the Witcher 3s of the world. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is that good of a game, and as long as they do a pretty good remake on it, you can't really F this one up, and it seems like it's true to the original. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal game, and having the quality of life improvements are going to be great. The visual enhancements look great as well, and yeah, hefty price point, given that the game is a game you could probably complete in around, you know, 15 hours or so, maybe even quicker than that, but Metal Gear 3 is at such a high level that it's one of those games, even if you do, at least for me personally, I can speak for me personally, that I'm going to spend $60 on it or so, you know, $56 here at GMG. I'll go back to it maybe every year, every other year, every couple of years at the very least, and I'll get mileage out of it that way, because I would rather have a game that isn't overly long, it is compact, it is to the point, it gets in and gets out at the right time, and it tells you a great story. I'll go back and play those games over and over again. You know, the Last of Us Part 1s of the world, the Uncharted 2s of the world as well. Metal Gear 3 is going to be of that ilk, where it's not the lengthiest game in the world, but it's so good that you'll go back to it over and over again. Speaking of which, I hope for the same out of Mafia the Old Country. Now, with Mafia the Old Country, you will want to use the code JUL15. That's for July 15. You'll save 15% off, and you'll get it for $42.50. Another game that's at that great $50 price point right out the gate, so you'll love to see it. You know, this is a game I'm really excited for. I know some of the recent footage has put people a little bit skeptical of the game. I'm still incredibly excited for it, and any publisher that puts a game out for just $50, especially one of an incredibly notable IP like Mafia. Mafia is no GTA or anything like that, but I was a little bit surprised when the game was $50. Look, it's one thing about the Expedition 33s, the WUCHANGs being $50 of games that are new IPs. Mafia is a historically known IP. Now, this is a game that's going back into its linear roots, and it's going to tell more of a straightforward story. I wouldn't expect something that's 30 hours long. This is probably going to be a game that is 10 to 12 hours long, but you know what? For a Mafia game, I think that's going to work great, and if it's more in line with Mafia 1, that's going to be more up my alley than what Mafia 3 was, and I liked Mafia 3, but obviously not as good as the other two games. But use the code JUL15 and you'll get Mafia the Old Country for $42.50. Alright, a couple of other notes. As far as Humble Bundle goes, it is your last opportunity to get the new Humble Choice. I mean, you got about another week or so, but you can use the code July25 for new subscribers, and you will get the bundle for $10. Remember, they upped the bundle's price to $15, which, you know, that's a little bit of a bummer. We'll see how the bundles shake out, but I think, you know, if you're getting this bundle for $10, it is phenomenal. You got Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, you got Cat Quest 3, Death Store, Daemon Ex Machina, Wizard with a Gun, you've got Neocab, Ever After Falls as well, and you got Blanc in there on top of that. Rogue Trader is a game that goes for $25. Cat Quest 3 still goes for like $15. Death Door, a well-received game. Daemon Ex Machina, I believe, goes for like $12 and change. So if you, as always with Humble Choice, if you have interest in two of the games of the lineup, you're making your money back and you're getting value there. After that, everything else is gravy, but ideally you would like to have interest in two of those games. You've got the Devil May Cry Devil Trigger Collection Bundle. $20 will get you DMC 5 and Virgil, DMC 4, Devil May Cry HD Collection, and DMC Devil May Cry, while $10 will get you DMC Devil May Cry and the Devil May Cry HD Collection. Both bundles are good. I imagine most of you guys have Devil May Cry 5, but if you don't, that $20 tier is outstanding, getting everything. The $10 tier isn't bad. DMC Devil May Cry still goes for like $7.50. Devil May Cry HD Collection goes for like $9.89, so value is certainly there. And then also the Gear Up for Borderlands 4 bundle is still live. $16 gets you Tiny Tina's Wonderland Chaotic Raid Edition, New Tales from the Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands, Borderlands 3, Borderlands 2, VR, Borderlands 2, the base game, Borderlands the pre-sequel, and Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. Obviously, the pitfall of this bundle comes to the fact that Borderlands 2 doesn't have the DLC, Borderlands 3 doesn't have the DLC. That's a sizable amount of DLC, as pre-sequel doesn't have the DLC content as well. That's why I honestly think the $8 tier is probably the best pickup as far as value goes, with Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3 pre-sequel, Borderlands 1, and Borderlands 2 VR. The $11 tier isn't bad, certainly, with Tales from the Borderlands. New Tales from the Borderlands is crap, but Tiny Tina's Wonderlands at $16 also added. So yeah, that is available for another 2 days. Check that out. Link in the description box below to all of these deals and the bundles. If you do buy anything, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated, but that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.